These are the Hollywood 10. These 8, and these 2. In the fall of 1947, they were subpoenaed to appear before the House Committee on Un-American Activities. They did not behave to Mr. Thomas's satisfaction, and they were declared to be in contempt of Congress. They were tried and declared guilty. All 10 are now in federal prison, serving 1-year sentences.
The short piece of film you just saw was part of a 15-minute-long documentary directed by John Barry, aimed at giving the Hollywood 10 a proper voice and humanizing them for the public. This includes Edward Dmytryk, who later changed his testimony to clear his name.
The Hollywood blacklist was an era where hundreds of actors, writers, directors, and others in the film industry were fired, exiled, or denied work under the suspicion that they may have been related to communism.
Many who were blacklisted were believed to have had no relations to the Communist Party. Many others who were blacklisted were indeed communist or communist sympathizers, but it is important to realize not all communists wanted to conquer the world and kill all Americans, but were more concerned with things like racial inequality.
This was due to a popular fear of communism spreading around the world and into America after World War II. The paranoia of America being destroyed by nuclear weapons resulted in any person who could have ties with communism being seen as an enemy.
This is the Hollywood 10. In 1947, they were arrested for contempt of Congress after refusing to talk about their possible communist affiliation.
The Hollywood 10 were a group of popular filmmakers, directors, and producers who were suspected of spreading communism through their works.
They were put in prison for a year after refusing to answer questions about their communist affiliations, insisting it was a breach of their rights to be forced to testify against themselves.
They were eventually blacklisted in the industry. One of the members of the Hollywood 10, Edward Dmytryk, eventually came forward and cooperated with the government, testifying and providing names of more than 20 more industry colleagues who he claimed to be communist. Those who saw communism as a threat believed it was a world power that needed to be stopped, or else there could be consequences, like the loss of people's freedom.
The Red Scare is a prominent threat in the minds of almost all Americans. The fear of the Soviet Union and the spread of communism led to mistrust for many things in the country.
However, the Hollywood 10 extended this idea into the fear that nobody was above suspicion. People's neighbors, teachers, doctors, and even family could be communist in secret.
The Hollywood 10 resulted in communist suspicions for people from all areas of life during the Red Scare,